So, good morning. My name's Tony. I'm one of the lecturers at Mid-Kent College. This is JJ. He's our manager. He's also from Mid-Kent College. We've got a few others that are popping in and out. And we thought we'd come down today and just cook a few different things. The first thing that I'm going to show you is to make some sausages. And it's one of the things that we do with the students up at the college. So predominantly we have 16, 17, 18-year-old students, and we show them how to make sausages. So we thought that we'd do that with you. While the sausages are then cooking in the oven, we'll probably make some risotto, which is a rice dish, show you how to make that. And then we'll just take it from there. We've got some other ingredients, and we'll see how long you want us to cook for and that kind of stuff. Fortunately, the sausages will need eating. So that's where you'll probably have to
we'll make a sacrifice.
Come in with. So I made this yesterday. This is actually we used pork loin. So I had some pork loin that the students were using yesterday, which I then minced. So this is fresh pork loin that came in, I think, on Tuesday. We've minced it, and in here I've added some parsley and sage, and obviously you can see the green specks. That's obviously parsley and sage. There's some breadcrumbs in there as well to dry it out. There's a little bit of water in there, and there's salt and pepper. And to be honest, that is it. Yourself was talking when you're coming back in the day. It always used to be anything that could go through the mincer, wasn't it? So any bits of bone, any gristle, any kind of stuff that you could go into a sausage. And it only has to be to call it a sausage. It only has to be 30% meat. So if you think about it, 70% of what you eat in a sausage, and the cheap sausages, the really, really cheap ones, 70% of that is meat.
You mean the tasty ones?
Isn't that the old VC rigs rather than our own ones now?
Exactly.
So do we have to stick to it?
Well, a lot of the sausages these days are a lot more meat content, so they're a lot more stronger. But the cheap sausages, we go back 20, 30 years ago, as I say, were 30% meat, 70% seasoning, breadcrumbs, all the cheap ingredients. We get a lot of people will say, maybe even today when you taste these are a lot stronger than what you usually have, because there's a lot more meat content in here. So that's predominantly all we've put into here. Yes, we could have added other ingredients. I mean, pork goes really well with apple and leek. I don't know about your favourite sausage, but I love apple and leek sausages. Onion, caramelised onion. Goes quite well.
Bratwurst?
Yeah, bratwurst from Germany. I was in the army and I was stationed in Germany, and obviously bratwurst, that kind of stuff. We've had some of the students make various sausages over the years, and they've used lamb and beef, but they don't go as well as pork. Pork has got that fat content. That's why pork is used a lot. We've even had chicken sausages. Even had a student make fish sausages out of fish. It was really an interesting concept, but the same as the good old British bone. So that is going to go in here. This is essentially just a metal piping bag, really. I'm going to put the sausage meat in here, and then I'm going to push it through here, and out here we'll make little sausages, and then obviously we'll then put them in the oven, and you can have a taste once they're cooked. You can fry them, but really with these sausage skins that I've got here, they need to rest for 24 hours. They need to settle down first. If we fry them too soon, they can burst the skins. So it's best to bake them, because when we're making them and eating them today, it's best to bake them in the oven. If we made them today and then come back tomorrow, we could possibly fry them, because they would have settled down and they would have dried out and the skins a bit more. Otherwise, they'll probably just burst. And sometimes if the frying is too hot as well, it will encourage it to split. The meat will want to expand, and it's got to go somewhere, so it'll probably burst.
To prick or not to prick?
To prick the sausage skins, with these ones you don't normally have to. No, I know back in the day they said you had to prick them, didn't you? But no, I don't normally.
We buy corkers.
Cork, yeah. It's amazing how many different varieties you can get these days. There are loads of different flavours, isn't it? In this little tub here, you can see these are the casings we're going to use. And these are actual intestines. And these are hog intestines. And believe it or not, I actually get these off eBay. I know that sounds really, yeah, really, you can buy these from a butcher, but because of the small amount, there's probably about 5 metres worth in here. Because of the small amount, it's best to actually get these off eBay. They pack them in salt so that they are hygienically sterile, and then you get them off eBay. And all we've done is we rehydrated them. So yesterday we took them out of the packet and soaked them in water, and they've been sitting in water overnight, and now they're soft and pliable to use. The butchers, the actual butchers that make sausages themselves will probably have these in a great big fat, a great big tub full of brine, which is salt water, and they get them direct from the abattoirs, and they'll be able to use them that way. But we get ours off eBay, and to be honest, we've been using these 6 or 7 years,
Yeah.
and they've been fine. Any questions so far? If there's any questions at all, you've got Chris is standing over there, JJ standing over there. So I'm Tony, just shout any questions. If not, we'll just get on with it. So I've just got a little bit of oil. I'm just going to put some oil on the end here, and then slowly put one of these casings on. Is there any vegetarians? No, that's good, because they say this is all obviously all going to be pork. We have made vegetarian sausages. In fact, we made some vegan sausages a couple of years ago. We just wanted to experiment, and we've used things like beetroot and spinach, sun-dried tomatoes.
Too healthy.
What do you mean?
They all work, but to be honest, you can't be pork.
What's the difference between when you say vegan and vegetarian?
Okay, so you've got vegan and vegetarian. A vegetarian doesn't eat meat, and in some cases won't eat fish. And then the vegan doesn't eat meat, fish, dairy products, and even into their lifestyle won't have that in their lifestyle either. So things like leather shoes or leather handbags and any meat byproducts whatsoever. So a vegan basically just eating plant-based food. And
We had a student girl stay with us once, and she wouldn't drink out of a bone china teacup.
Oh yeah.
In
Some people will
both
go that
cases,
far.
they are weird.
Do they wear makeup?
Not
Well,
supposed to.
that's a good point, because some of the makeup is animal wear, and
And also animal tested and yeah.
But also alcohol. You know,
Yeah.
some of that has flavour in it.
yeah. I don't generally have a problem with alcohol. So yeah, that's the main difference between vegan and vegetarian. But the last couple of years, veganism is kind of exposed everywhere now, isn't it? Plant-based this and plant-based that, and you can see plant-based sausages, plant-based burgers. I don't know if it's worth a taste to see what they're like, but I bet you'll go back to pork sausages every time.
Beef for me, but
How much is a genuine thing's meant to be in a beef burger?
What? How much?
Is by definition.
What meat content you mean?
Yeah.
Depends. I don't know what the British law states, but yeah. If you're talking fat content, Tony, what do you reckon? Like 20% ideally?
12 to 15 is usually your average.
Depends how you're cooking it, I suppose. Like if I was going to put it on an open fire, I'd say fat equals flavour. I mean, if you understand the proper fats in your diet, obviously you have to have the right fats, but in terms of flavour, I've watched a big thing on the way fats actually process flavour in your mouth.
Right.
So the aromatics, the flavour molecules in your food are basically like fats are like a conduit for flavour. So with the absence of fat, it actually reduces the way your taste receptors pick up flavour. So different cultures use different fats, and the resulting flavour. So obviously in New Cookery they use ghee, which is a butter product. Obviously, the Mediterranean they use olive oil. In Asia they'll use nut oils. So the fats are actually incredibly important. So when we talk about meat, fat content, not only does it give moisture, but it makes a big difference in how you taste things.
But Curtis Arthur is either tooth pulled out.
Okay.
What eating a beetroot burger
Yeah.
in a certain supermarket,
Yeah.
but 3/4 through it had enough hydraulic seal in the tooth to pull it down off the head. And that's how well. But what do you expect with the beetroot burgers? You could have any beetroot in. and the solicitors won't take it on, breach of contract, or what you say ain't necessarily, you buy a Ford, you might get a lighter underneath the bodywork.
Yeah, but I'm like in terms of like I think obviously now we're out of the EU, but like it's quite in terms of if you look it up you can find it. You know, if you want to learn more about what you should and shouldn't have in each product, there's strict laws that we abide by in the UK, and if you're ever interested, you can just literally look it up on the government websites. They'll tell you. Do you want a pair of hands, Tony, or are you alright yourself?
I'm gonna. Hopefully, it should be okay.
Yeah.
I might.
I think if it's from pork sausages, you have to have a certain amount of pork.
You do in the UK,
It's
yeah.
all Lincoln sausages, they don't.
Yeah, it has to be 30% meat to
Yeah, I was
class
gonna
it.
say, yeah, 30% meat.
Otherwise, it's called a patty, isn't it? If it's not 30%, you can't call it a sausage.
And that 30% doesn't include connective tissue, does it? That's lean meat, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. Here it's probably around about 70% meat, I'd say, because they say I've just taken the pork loin and minced it. There's a little bit of bread in here. There's some salt, peppers, some herbs, a touch of water. So if you was to analyse this, probably about 70% meat. Which a lot of the finest butcher sausages are probably around about the same meat content. So while you were talking to Chris, what I've done is I've loaded the meat into here. So this is like a metal piping bag now, and this is just going to push this through. I've put the hog casing onto the end, and I'm just going to slowly push this through, and you'll see that the sausage will slowly start to come out.
Less than 30% meat, it has to be called McDonald's.
Can't argue with that.
Table wants to move.
Never a truer word said, that, I tell you. I don't know what they put in McDonald's. It's certainly not food.
They don't like eating it up, don't they?
So we get the students doing this as well. The students actually make this. This is a good teamwork exercise. Obviously, I've done this quite a few times, so I can do this by myself. But quite often we'll get students doing this. One will be turning the handle like I'm doing, and then you get other students feeding this around. You get the giggling to start off with the students when they see this process, and then they realise how straightforward it is really. I never realised when I was younger how simple it was to make sausages. But so all it is minced pork with some whatever flavouring you want. This metal machine that we're using, that came off the internet quite a few years ago now, and we've pushed loads and loads of sausages through here. But I think at the time it was about 80 quid. You can get smaller ones.
1 kilo is £15.
Yeah, so they're not expensive.
When is it cheaper out of a sausage?
When it's cold.
I call that as cheaper out.
Yeah.
So in old money, so like when obviously meat was weighed in pounds as opposed to metric system now, so sausages in sizes, so you get 4s, 6s, 8s and 16s and 32s, and that's how many you get to a pound, right? So a 4 in size, you get, they're massive, you get 4 to about 4, 6, 8, 12, yeah, so that's how the sizing works. So like a chipolata would be a 32, I suppose, if you get 32s, or yeah, just thin and small.
We'll be with the small size today, Pulix will cook faster. Otherwise you'll be sitting here salivating for too long.
Yeah, we wasn't sure how quick the oven would be, so we thought the smaller we make them.
As you get more in number, it's the illusion of eating more.
I think we've got a little bit of a leak. I'm going to go back a little bit, but
That's normal.
that's all right.
that's what that's obviously what I've ended up with, and then what I'm going to do now is just form each into a sausage. So just twist them as I say. Something you get off the internet and eBay, these skins, they say they're really good actually. Nice and pliable.
I bought a mincer and sausage maker, and it cost me £36. So I mince the meat, and then now being South African, I do beef sausage. So it's 2/3 beef, 1/3 pork with bacon as well. You gotta have bacon. So I do that quite often for my barbecues or my braais at home.
I mean, obviously, while we're doing the sausage, you then think about what you're going to serve with them. I mean, we'll just cook these as they are today. You have obviously not hot dog rolls, can't you? You know, bangers and mash, toad in the old.
Plenty of onions,
Say again?
plenty of extra.
Load of onions, yeah.
gravy, mash.
Yeah.
Toad in the hole, should you pre-cook the sausages?
I do.
I do as
so,
well,
yeah.
Just because the batter cooks much faster than what the sausage would do. So.
And also I find that you get a lot of fat that leaks out of sausages, and that can mess with your batter a bit. So you pre-cook them, you get a better rise when you eat Yorkshire batter as well.
Can't beat toad in the old, can you?
It's satisfying, isn't it?
Yeah. When it's done, I mean, not the stuff you get from Iceland or
From my mum used to make giant Yorkshire puddings and make sausage casserole, so she made these huge Yorkshire puddings. It was like a plate, you know, you just put everything inside it. It was great.
Yeah, my mum made her own Yorkshire.
Yeah. There's nothing like a good homemade Yorkshire, is there?
And
Make them with beef dripping as well.
one of these big
Oh,
tins,
beef.
you know, like a baking tin,
Yeah.
and just line it with, bacon and sausages and
Yeah.
just cook it.
Lovely.
But then bacon tins never get washed, do they?
That's it.
It looks beaten up and looks as if it's been around for years, but you make the best Yorkshire puddings out of them, don't you?
I used to murder my kitchen porters and my lad. If they go anywhere near your egg pans or your or your Yorkshire tins, you murder them. Yeah.
Oh, you shouldn't wash an egg pan.
No, never. Yeah.
When I was growing up, they said you could only have Yorkshire puddings with beef. I have Yorkshire puddings with all kinds of things. Yeah.
And
I've
then
got
Yorkshire pudding with
introduced-
jam.
Yorkshire pudding with jam.
It's funny you said that. I was introduced to Yorkshire pudding as a dessert with jam or honey.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's only a batter, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
Basically, that is in fact the Yorkshire way of doing it.
Yeah.
Is it still sitting gills that they certifications under?
Yeah.
Sitting Guilds is the awarding body that we use for our students up at the college, and traditionally we do three levels. So we get students straight from school, so 16, and they come and do a level 1 with us a whole year, and we use the Sitting Guilds qualification. And then a year later they come back with level 2, and then when they're around about 18, 19, they do level 3. So it's 3 years at college, and it's all Sitting Guilds. We're not just Sitting Guilds, don't just do Cambridge, but they're well known, aren't they?
When I left Brook Street, the Irritech near Hong Kong at Belvedere, they had a month start trials, so you could do bricklaying, plastering, plumbing, some of all the trades that were on offer at that college, which was really, really nice.
They call it multi-trades now.
Yeah, we do multi-trades now still. Yeah.
They still do like Pacific plumbing and Pacific engineering, but they also do a multi-trade. A multi-trade is exactly what you
Yeah,
just said. So some students that don't quite know what area they want to go down.
Worst thing we ever did.
You think?
My nephew, he left school with no qualifications, did training. He's a top chef in Ireland.
A top chef in Ireland.
In Dublin. goes home restaurant.
With no qualifications, that's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's what I like about coding as well as general, like, it's one of these trades, it's never too late to start, like, I've had colleagues that have, I had a colleague who was an architect for 20 years, decided he really liked cooking, went in, kind of, started at the bottom as a commie chef, he gave everything up, literally, he was earning a 6-figure salary as an architect, he just liked cooking, but yeah, I think if you've got a passion for it, yeah.
That was the subject on your PC this morning, they can't get tradesmen anymore.
Yeah.
But more to life than work, life balance.
Yeah, definitely. Job satisfaction comes into it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. That's what I say that to my students all the time.
yeah, couldn't agree more there.
And that's all there is to it. As I say, that's what taken 10 minutes. So I'll show you around what I've done there. So obviously that's using the hog casings, natural hog casings that we obviously that were packed in salt. I've used pork loin, parsley, sage, salt, pepper, and a bit of water, and that's what I've ended up with. So what they say is best to do now is to let these dry for a day, and then use them, cook them tomorrow. But obviously we're not going to do that. We're going to cook them in a minute. But that would be the best process. Let them dry, and then to answer your question about frying them. Obviously, once they've dried out a bit, the skins would obviously take a bit of frying. Nothing better than frying things like sausage and bacon. I love that smell.
There's no smell like it, is there?
No, you don't.
I think you turn the hardest vegan with a frying pan for the bacon and sausages.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, that's what we'll do in a minute. We'll put them in the tray and put them in the oven. This will probably take about 15 minutes. Oven is around about 180 to 200 degrees Celsius. We only deal in Celsius. I know you get Fahrenheit scale, but we only deal in Celsius. So about 180 to 200 degrees. And these will take around about 15 minutes. And then they'll be, fortunately, we're going to have to taste them and see what you think. And also, I don't think there's enough to go around, so it's just everyone in yeah. I mean, if there was any spares, we'd take them out there. But
So which type of oven is better, electric, gas?
I like the convection oven, the one that's got a fan myself. But it doesn't matter. You can use them in either. But a convection oven circulates the air all the way down. You find it's quicker, and you'll get an even cooking. But any oven should be okay. Once you got to know your ovens, we haven't used this oven today, but once you get to know your ovens, you kind of get to know where the best position of the oven is, isn't it?